cholesterol is located in the cells of every single animal. So when you eat animal-based foods, so meat, beef, lamb, chicken, poultry, those duck, etc., pork, all of that has a lot of cholesterol in it. So if you limit the amount of animal-based meat that you're eating, automatically you're going to decrease the amount of cholesterol you're taking in. Counter to that, if you're going to eat more plant-based or more fish, because that has a different type of fat in their cells, then that's going to improve your overall cholesterol numbers. So if we think of cholesterol as being located in the cells of all animals, well, the more animal products you eat, the more you're likely to have higher cholesterol levels. Seafood as well has a lot of cholesterol in it. Egg yolks have a lot of cholesterol in it. So there's certain little substitutes that you can make. You know, I buy egg whites now, or if I'm boiling an egg, I eat most of the egg white and take out most of the yolk to know that I'm lowering the cholesterol level there. And then just making sure that you're eating the right kind of fats as well, because it's not just making sure you're limiting cholesterol in your diet. It's also making sure that you're not taking in a lot of fat that gets converted to or works with cholesterol to cause damage and cause plaque. So there's different types of fats, specifically saturated fat. So if you're looking at a label of food products, things that say saturated fat or trans fats, those really should be avoided in your diet. And unsaturated fat tends to be a little bit healthier. So what has saturated fat? That's the fat that you want to avoid. Animal-based meats tends to have a lot of fats, a lot of saturated fats. Seafood, like shellfish, tends to have a lot of saturated fat. Dairy products, because it comes from, you know, an animal, tends to have a lot of saturated fat in it. So cutting or limiting those things, if you're able to cut them out completely, all the better for you. But if you're able to limit them or make sure that you're preparing them in a way where you're decreasing the amount of fat in them. So if you're using chicken, take off the skin, because a lot of that fat and layer is underneath the skin. Making sure you're trimming all the extra fat from around the chicken or the meat as possible. And then using cooking techniques where you're not, you know, frying it, right? Frying it in more oil or in grease. So that's gonna add insult to injury there. But baking it. And what I actually do is I have like a rack that I use. So I put the chicken on top of the rack, and then, or if I'm making beef or lamb, and then you can see the fat actually dripping down into the pan underneath. So that will help to kind of give you some practical ways of, yes, cutting back on the animal-based proteins that you're eating, but also making sure that you're preparing them in a way that you're choosing leaner cuts of meat, that you're trying to avoid the excess fat from, like, say, chicken skin or things like that, and then preparing them in a way that it's healthier, that you're going to get rid of a lot of that excess fat from getting into your diet and into your food.